We're here in Napa Valley to help BMW launch the 7th generation all-new 2018 5 Series. The 5 Series has been around since 1975, and it was the first time the word series was used in a BMW model, and as you know now, several models have that naming convention. This is a very impressive vehicle, and I really like what they've done with the lineup. Includes a plug-in hybrid that'll get over 65 miles per gallon equivalent. So we don't have that one today, but we do have the 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder variants, and they are very impressive. BMW is very proud of the powertrains they are putting in their new 5 Series. So we have a refreshed 2-liter twin power turbo, not twin turbo, 4-cylinder engine. The outgoing model had 240 horsepower, this one 248, 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. And the 6-cylinder that we were driving, the 3-liter inline 6, again, twin power turbo, 335 horsepower, which is a 35 horsepower increase over the outgoing model. 0 to 60 times is going to blow you away. 4.9 seconds. That's only 7/10 slower than the outgoing M5. The signature styling hue of every BMW is, of course, the double kidney grille, so why would the 5 Series be any different? One of the things they've done with this vehicle is make it evolutionary versus revolutionary compared to the outgoing model. For example, this hood is just a lot cleaner, which I like. The old one was much more sculpted. Back here, what they've done is they've added these vents from the bumper to help push air through here and come out back here, and that helps improve aerodynamics and fuel economy. So overall, I really like the style. It's, again, if you look at it from a distance, it doesn't look that much different from the outgoing 5 Series, but when you get in it, you notice it's a little bit roomier and it's a lot nicer. Even though BMW spent most of the time talking about technology and safety of the new 2018 5 Series, I gotta tell you, it still handles like a BMW. It's a very impressive machine, and I realize everyone's going to get enamored with the technology, but don't forget that the steering, for example, is all new. They have a new electronic power steering that feels much better. You have a new suspension system as well, and a new powertrain. The engine horsepower is up for a comparable outgoing model by about 35 horsepower to 335, and it feels great. There's a V8 coming down the road, but I don't know why you would need it. This has plenty of power, and it's a lot of fun to drive. All new instrumentation, the seats are extremely comfortable. This is a true driver's car. I don't care what anyone says. I know there's been some whining about BMW getting soft lately, but I can tell you, their engineers really dialed this in. As you can see from these roads, there's a ton of canyon carving going on, and this is very demanding on a car. The BMW 5 Series handles it. So let's talk about what we didn't love about this car. The technology might be a little bit overwhelming. In fact, we were trying to figure out if we had this traffic jam assist, and both of us went through all the screens and we couldn't find it. Turns out we did have it. It's kind of in a hidden location. In general, the technology is not super intuitive. I think they still have some work to go there. I get it, everyone's trying to work towards this, autonomous holy grail, and that's going to come in due time, but for now, just let people drive. I think that's what people want to do. I think that's what people need to do. One of the things BMW changed for this year is the head-up display. It's a much improved unit, it's brighter, it's larger. In fact, when you come up to an intersection, if you have an address programmed in, it actually increases in size so you can really zoom in on what exactly is going on and where you need to go, because sometimes it can get confusing at some of these intersections. Now earlier we drove the 4-cylinder version, which is the 530i. There's also a 530e coming, and price difference is only going to be a couple of $100. And to me, the 530e might be the way to go. Performance numbers are the same, content's the same, but you get 15 miles of pure electric range. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's enough to give it over 65 mpg equivalent. And if fuel economy is important to you, why not spend the extra $200 and get that? Seems like a no-brainer, and that may become the high-volume 5 Series model. The new 5 Series is loaded with technology, including gesture control, which lets you just move your hand to increase the volume. as well as iDrive6 and massaging seats. But my favorite is the head-up display. They've really put a lot of effort into it. Clearly the 5 Series is a very important vehicle for BMW. Even though sedan sales are taking a back seat to crossovers, this is still a very important vehicle for the brand. And one of the reasons is because you get new buyers into the brand. This might start with a 2 or 3 Series, but they have to go somewhere from there, and this is what they usually move into. I really like what BMW has done with the 5 Series. The changes are good, but from a price perspective, we drove the 4-cylinder, which was priced at $74,000, and the 6 at $82,000. That's a lot of money. When you have some up-and-coming competitors, for example, the Genesis G90, which tops out at $72,000, really kind of makes you scratch your head. But for some people, it's BMW or nothing. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Driver's Seat.